Welcome back to Ruse Reviews, where we do like Loki more than any other Disney show right now.
Yep. Yes, we do. Also, just to clear things up, last week we had a freaking new guy in here.
Yeah, he didn't know
You'll
what he was
notice
talking about.
that he's not here today. He made some bad theories last week, so we put him in timeout.
Yeah, we told him he couldn't come back. It has nothing to do with the fact that he doesn't have internet connection or
We cut off
time
his
to
internet.
watch the show. It's irrelevant.
Yeah. But for the previous 2 weeks before that, we brought to you, probably a few days late, but we brought to you accurate theories.
Right.
Somehow. And then last week he came in and was like, oh, they're enchanting each other. Wrong. So wrong.
Yep. Clearly.
So wrong. But
we knew.
Yeah, we knew. But I mean, I didn't at the start of this last episode, I didn't really know where it was gonna go. And boy, what an episode. And
Absolutely.
The first one with credit scenes, and what a credit scene that is.
Was really disappointed. This was the first one with credit scenes. I have to be honest. I feel like they could have played that up a little bit more this whole time. But if they were going to have a first one, this was an excellent first one.
Yeah.
Now, do you believe, full spoilers ahead, that the Lokis that came at the end are in their own banishment dimension? They all have like a dedicated one, or that they are all in one big wormhole, like everybody who's ever been banished is in the same one?
I think everyone who's ever been banished, just for the simple fact that he asked, am I dead? Is this hell or something like that? And they said, not as long as you stay with us. So either it's all a bunch of Lokis and there's one or two Lokis that are just trying to take out all the other ones in this weird purgatory, or like there's a bunch of people in there and the Lokis have banded together within it.
I still have a feeling that it's not even like being the TVA, being in like the Ant-Man microverse, whatever.
If that's where they are.
I don't even feel like there's a chance that this is like their own, like the TVA's own thing. Like, I don't feel like they have their own place they go. I think they actually think they're killing him. And that whoever designed those weapons and gave them to him didn't tell him the whole truth. And it just sends them to like Earth 2040 or something weird.
I mean, in it, Ravenwood or whatever the chick's name is, didn't she say delete him or something? Like
she's I don't remember.
And there's a poster on the wall that said like, are you sure you got all of them? Make sure through deletion. Like, I'm pretty sure they think they're just straight up ending these people. Yeah. And like you said, this is more of a, I don't know, it's more like a portal device or something than like a deletion device thing.
Yeah, it gets them out of their hair. And at the very least, it has to do something outside of the realms they're aware of, because if it didn't, they would show up as another blip on their little time
their sacred
space thing. Yeah,
so it's shoving them over to like a different different timeline that's off of their radar in the multiverse.
So sacred timeline,
right? Something,
right?
Or I mean, realistically, I don't know what flags the branches for the timeline is. That the timekeepers that are sending down the flags?
Well, we saw the timekeepers aren't real, so at the very least, those ones aren't. Yeah, I mean maybe they're real. I believe Kang's real, but I don't believe that they're pulling the strings of the TVA. I think somebody created the TVA and walked away, and then Dumbledore or whatever her name is just doing her own thing, because clearly she's been there for a while. If she was the one that banished, didn't banish, but got messed up when little Loki got escaped. When she did that, then she was just a hunter or whatever they're called. And so clearly she's not the one pulling the strings the whole time, like I initially thought. So who is? Who has something to gain from having this little weird dimension?
Like, I think the timekeepers, like the whole, like the Chuck E. Cheese version that we saw, is kind of like, I believe you called it a few weeks ago, like a Wizard of Oz type deal.
Right.
Where it's like, don't look at the man behind the curtain kind of thing. I do think there's probably someone behind the curtain, because even like when when Sylvie threw her sword thing, whatever you want to call that, and like chopped off the head of, I think, the Kang version one.
Yeah, the main one. Yeah, the middle one.
The other two started laughing, and it like
I don't know if they
feel
started
like,
laughing. I think it was just like an uncontrolled, like they no longer had an automatic response or something
oh,
stupid.
see, I took it as like whoever is actually in control in the background that's just puppeting these Chuck E. Cheese robots started laughing at the fealty of her trying to kill them. Like, oh, you think
like
this
think
is the end?
they got over on him. Yeah, that makes sense
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah, but still though, like if it wasn't Ravenclaw, who the hell's controlling him? You know what I mean? Like who?
I mean, it could be.
Was she putting on a show? Did she know they were robots? Did she have to go into that room and talk to him every
I
once
don't
in a while
think
to
so.
like put on a show, or do you think she wasn't aware either?
I
Because
don't
she
think
didn't
she was
seem
aware.
that shocked. She didn't
But
seem shocked.
but also when she went to meet them in the beginning of the episode and came out and Morpheus was talking to her about it,
Yeah.
she seemed pretty shook then that she had to go in front of them. And if she knew it was just like some BS robots, I don't think she.
But that's why she would put on the show. You know what I mean? To like keep up appearances.
Yeah, I still think there's someone in the background, and even if like whether
Well, I
or
don't
not
think it's her. I mean, she was
I don't
standing there.
I don't think it's her. I think maybe it's the timekeepers actually somewhere else, or one person somewhere else or something.
Yeah.
I think whether or not she was aware of the robot things, I think she knows there's someone higher else above. And I do think that like when she was talking to them, it was almost like a video like chat thing to where the robots are just reacting, but they're probably responding to what you're saying.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think that whole room and the robots of them was kind of like for a show to keep everyone in line.
Because they had like guards in there too.
Yeah.
So at the very least, the guards will tell a story at the end of each day. So it's like they have to.
Yeah.
They have to see people coming in and out. I don't know. Like there's no. I wonder if they're like chit chatting with them. You know what I mean? They're just standing there.
Yeah, like when the people leave the room, are the guards just like, okay, turn off the robots, or what happens?
Maybe they're Transformers.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we've still got 2 episodes.
Transformers series. Now that's a theory.
Yeah. Is that where you're going with? I don't have any big theories of what's next. I mean, obviously some sort of Loki team up is coming.
A portal dimension where they all exist after they've been bumped with that glow stick.
They're in the Matrix now.
Yeah, or maybe they
or out of the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sake of timeline is a bunch of bullshit.
Yep.
That's my theory.
Yep. So yeah, that's BS. There's some sort of other dimension, multiverse, something where all these Lokis are. That I think there should be other things there, which I honestly I kind of hope there is, because I hope Morpheus got to go off somewhere, and that he gets to find a jet ski.
Right. Get back his old life where he was most likely a jet ski salesman.
Yeah. This is definitely, and I mean, obviously the Raven lady is in on things, because that whole line about what C20, C30, whatever chick's name is, like she clearly lied about her going insane.
She's top tier, like conspiracy, but I don't know if she's at the tippy top. She's somebody's, but she's an upper pawn.
Yeah, she's like a right-hand man keeping their eye on the day-to-day business of everything, but she's not the owner.
Right. Yep.
She's the assistant to the regional manager.
That's true. Weekend trailer park supervisor.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'll be curious to see. I'll be curious to see where Loki is and how that plays, and if that somehow gets tied back into things.
I hope him and Morph team up in that dimension.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah. It is. I do appreciate the fact that like they were able to convince the couple people enough of the truth for them to kind of turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
glad.
I hope that carries on somehow.
or Hunter, yeah, C-15.
I am a little confused about the their like little love moment and how that created a branch timeline.
My guess is that it's just like it's they weren't supposed to die right there, and them both being prepared to die there together is what did it. Not so much their love, but like the understanding that they're going to die and that is not their fate.
Yeah, I saw it as like maybe Loki gave Sylvie enough of a pep talk and they kind of bonded enough that somehow they were about to do something to where they were going to escape.
Yeah, that's what
that caused a branch, but we didn't get to see anything play out. They were still just sitting on a rock when they showed up.
I mean, really. But yeah, initially I thought, okay, they're going to figure something out. But yeah, I was hoping that like I was thinking like Heimdall would send the Bifrost or something, but I forgot it was like 80 and Heimdall's been dead for years.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing. I was like, here comes the Bifrost. Nope, he's been dead for 30 years or whatever.
And probably not in that, or however that works. Yeah. I don't know how that works. I guess they're still on the sacred timeline.
I would imagine that it's all the same. It's just they're in a different spot. But unfortunately for Loki, that dude's dead.
High key, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really good episode.
Definitely the best one yet.
Yep.
Really wanted Morpheus to say wow, but I guess we're not going to get that since he's
maybe
dead
he
now.
will when he wakes up in the Matrix.
Maybe he will when he wakes up on his jet ski, since he just fell asleep at the wheel 20 years ago, and he's going to wake up in the same exact spot, and it was all a dream. What if this is all a dream sequence? That'd be a really cheap shot, huh?
Well, I don't know if you can hear that, but I just got an Amber Alert.
You did, and you went blank for a second.
That's fun. Well, I don't think it's that case, because if that was the case, you'd think that Loki would then wake up exactly where he was like snatched up from, and he didn't.
Right.
But yeah, so
yeah, who knows?
Loki got in a love fest with himself, which triggered
you gotta love yourself, right?
Yeah, he threw up some red flags, got them caught, time traps.
Yeah,
Chuck E. Cheese, multiple Lokis. Yeah,
multi Loki.
Yep.
Loki. Locator.
I almost wish they introduced these other Lokis earlier in the series, knowing that we only have 2 episodes left right now. But I'm excited to see where the next 2 episodes go.
It's 8 episodes, and the last 2 are on the not so sacred timeline.
You just got me really excited.
Yeah, it's pretty sure.
Yeah.
I like this episode so much, I don't even know how long it was.
That's saying something.
Didn't even check.
That's saying something.
Didn't even check.
Yeah,
so it was good.
Cool.
Like all the episodes that I've seen on Disney Plus, WandaVision, Falcon, and the Captain America, there's been no episode I liked as much as this. This kept me on the edge of my seat like the whole time, and I was really excited at every turn, especially when Loki kept getting kicked in the nuts. Was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was good. And I do say, I think there was there was moments in the other shows that were good, like the end of the end of the one episode where like the new Captain America just straight up murked a dude in front of people. Like, yeah, that was a big moment, but it wasn't like a whole episode. This is like a full complete episode.
But this is a little bit different. Like I really liked WandaVision. I guess the reason I say what I say about that is because it was done so poorly in the last 2 episodes that it really just negated everything I liked about the first 5 or 6 or 8. Yeah. I forget wherever there's a lot.
What really bothers me about WandaVision, and even Captain Falcon Soldier to a point, is we know that the story was supposed to be different. And for WandaVision, they changed the story because of COVID and time to do CGI stuff. and then Captain Falcon Soldier, they changed part of the story because of like there's supposed to be like a vaccine global thing. But
it was supposed to be like a health threat basically,
Yeah.
and they were trying to. But I mean, like, why the hell not just run with it? I mean, that
right.
I don't
Like
know.
there's shows where people get shot and stuff, and it's not like, oh no, we can't have that because real people get shot. But for some reason, they
I
changed
hate
that
it when
narrative.
they deviate based on people having a bad opinion. Like, the best kind of art is stuff that's controversial.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they have to change shit.
And then for me with the WandaVision stuff, like it sounds like there was supposed to be so much more to that story, but they couldn't do it because of time to edit. But also at the same time, we're now about a week away from seeing Black Widow that we should have seen a year ago that they kept pushing. So if they could keep pushing that, I thought it was last like March.
I thought they pushed it. I thought they pushed it to 2020 from 2019, and then
either way,
because of COVID, it got pushed another year.
Yeah. Well, either way, like that got pushed. And granted, that's kind of a standalone. That's a prequel thing. And I know WandaVision is supposed to set up like multiverse stuff, but like
supposed to have Doctor Strange in it too, but it didn't have that shit.
Right.
So.
But like they could have easily pushed WandaVision to like nowish and had 6 more months in order to edit the thing.
Well, wasn't what was supposed to come first? Well, WandaVision.
I think WandaVision was supposed to come first, but I don't feel like I needed to see that to understand Captain or Loki. Like they're so separate.
Yeah, no, they're very separate. Yeah, it doesn't help at all.
Yeah, they could have easily done Captain Falcon Soldier first, and I would have known any different.
Yeah,
they don't tie in.
There was no. That show's most redeeming quality, 100%, was the first episode, first 10 minutes. I thought were really good. It was just like straight action, showing Sam going crazy, and then everything after that made me question the logic in anybody's, like, just call Pepper. Like, you need help with money, you need this, like, you're a friggin' Avenger. You shouldn't be like any stress. I think it's more like
that story is more of like a character development to get the arc of Sam getting to the point of being Captain America. And there's some good things throughout, but
there's so many other ways to do that. And then do better was just like one of the worst tirades in speech. Like, who gives a shit? You're talking to people who don't care. Like, this is not how it works. The same people who wanted to kill your buddy for being a super soldier that they themselves created are the same people you're talking to.
Yeah. I think what I'm kind of getting to though is like those first 2 episodes, if you want to use COVID or first 2 shows, if you want to use COVID as an excuse, they weren't the full show that they should have been. And I think it came through in the way that it came out. And I don't feel like I've seen that yet in Loki. Granted, we haven't finished it yet, but like, it feels like because it came out later, they had more time. It's more of a complete show.
Agreed. Yeah, I've been enjoying it so far. I mean, episode 3 was kind of slow, but that was more of a character development.
Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of people saying that was a throwaway episode, but like,
no, it definitely was necessary. I believe. I didn't have a problem with it. It was just slow. Now, the only thing I had a problem with was the logic at the end of that. I don't know, like when they were running through that city. I didn't really understand, like,
two gods versus like normal people.
Yeah, I mean, they had their powers.
Yeah,
I don't know. He could pick up a building, but he could barely fight hand to hand. I didn't really get.
Yeah, he could pick up a building, but they couldn't like just lift themselves over that wall or whatever.
I mean, he could pick up a building. Couldn't he pick himself up and then they could float into the thing? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I just don't really understand the limitations of his powers versus what they're trying to show us. It just seems like it's strictly for the script, like whatever gets the point. It's not necessarily. Yeah, if he could pick up the building, why didn't he pick up the spaceship, put it into minor orbit, then drop himself on it and take off?
Right. I mean, like, either way, like in his realistic timeline, just prior to that was when he like went to like New York or France or somewhere and like took over the people and had them all kneeling in the streets.
I mean, pretty damn close taking over the world. He could take over everybody's mind with the Tesseract. Like, he knew what he was doing.
Which, granted, maybe he didn't have the Tesseract at that point, but like you have 2 Lokis Granted,
Yeah.
they're like the god of mischief, but they're still two gods. Like they should have no problem in those situations.
Right.
But I mean, if they just went God mode and just got onto the ark, then it doesn't fill the time, the storyline.
Correct. Yeah, no, like I said, that's the only thing I had an issue with in that episode. But realistically, yeah, it was a good character development. Either way, I'm just not 100% sure why they went the way they did with his powers, not having powers, being powerful, not being powerful. Is just kind of confusing for even the most casual of watchers, I guess. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I enjoyed this one, and I definitely liked the twist at the end. So hopefully we get something worthwhile in the last two. Tom Hiddleston did say his favorite two episodes were 4 and 5, so hopefully that turns into something.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Oh yeah. Well, tune in next week
for more very accurate predictions.